plan to do. Okay, this is sometimes when you do review, it can help you to find out something that is unexpected. And by the way, it's required. Okay. It's required. For example, if you study master degree, it's required. Requirement. Reviewing existing literatures. What we talk in the overall that the most important in the review, you need to find out the gap, the limitation of the existing research. The previous research only research about the same topic, but we can say we still have the point that are missing that we need to find out to solve. Okay, that's problem. This is the most important. Sometimes if your topic that you are going to do research and when you do the review and it found out that someone already did it and have all information completed, in that time maybe you might try to change the topic too. But if when we do review and we found out that we have the gap that we need to complete it, so that is the most important for the research. Sometimes we don't do the research for something that we already exist, still and everything right, but we need to do something for the gap or limitation of this research. The current research that doesn't have. I would like to show you some steps. This is the example of the step that you are going to do in the review. Okay? The first step you need to identify the key or ideas that related to your research or topic. Okay. Normally, it related to the next chapter in the methodology. Okay. When you do the research, you need to know about the idea or the keyword for research. For example, the topic is related to environment. So when you do review, you try to find some keyword related to environment. You need to read a lot, document, you need to find some more references to sources. Okay? Yes. When you read a lot, you can get more keyword or idea about that. This is to show and to have, to support, to make your major report or research more concrete. Identifies the prominent sources on the topic, the journal, article, or books. You know, prominent sources. We have many sources. We have many resources. Okay, but we need to get the sources which is prominent. Prominent sources refer to the source that have reputation or famous. Yes. For example, the source quote from Skinner, yes, from Einstein, yes, from someone is prominent, someone is well known. Not this is result that I quote from my friend Mr. A. He's not prominent one, he's not the A. Some you need to think about the resources that are prominent and reliable. Okay, that makes your research will be more complete and strong. And if you use a lot of resources without clear sources, your quality of your research not very good. Okay? But if you have a lot of prominent resources, it can help you a lot to make your research report will be complete. Not only from the book or sometimes from the journal article or from newspaper, any relevant. Use the citation from these works, identify or others, and debate your topic. You know citation. Mr. Somara is going to show you more about the citation because based on experience, I don't know how you guys here. Some students who are at university, when they write the major report writing or thesis, for the final year, whether in a bachelor degree or master degree, they have problem how to write the citation, how to write the reference, how to give the credit to the original source. Means they don't know how to write in the correct way. Okay, so today you are going to get some tip. Okay, example that you share like this. Okay, this is the most important code that you are going to get from the other sources. Okay, to put in your major report. Summarize the most relevant words. When you review, okay, you can summarize the most important relevant words of your research. When you have summarized, you get the key information, short and clear. It helps you to write your major report well. Okay. And explain the key concept, okay, and school of thought. Identify and explain any key term, idea that are relevant to your research. You need to explain. If you don't explain it clear, so it's very hard for the reader. Okay. When you write the report, you need to ask yourself who is your audience that going to read your research. Okay. If you were him or her, if you read the document, ask whether it's easy to understand, it's clear, okay or not. And identifies the room for growth. Which part is area that you would like to grow? Yes. And how does any research build or fill in a gap? This is the most important. How does my research build or fill a gap? When you review, you ask what information that you are going to write, what information that you already collected, fill to the gap that missing or not. What happens if you collect everything information but it doesn't answer to the gap? Is this useful or no? No, it not answer or fill the gap. You need to adjust your topic or you need to change your topic. Yes. But based on experience, normally when you come to this stage, we already have the topic, that the problem topic that will be solved. You already think that it is a gap, okay? Because you have done a lot, you have read a lot, you do a lot. So this is normally is if you find out that not filling the gap, you will change. But if you find that it answer to what we are going to do, yes, what we have to do, that is important. Okay, I think that's the end of my point. And the question should be get them to us now or at the end?
At the end.
Okay, thank you. So for the next chapter, I would like to invite Mr. Oeun. He's going to come to you chapter 3. Okay, welcome.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rama. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Okay, so today is I think it's a very special day that you all here because you are going to. This one is the urgent task that you have to complete it as soon as possible to become a real MA. Yeah. So that's why all the point that our lecturer has mentioned earlier, he mentioned all the points that you need to include in your research report. Okay, so I mean that if you want to have a clear picture of a research report, you need to include all that point. So now come to my section. We're talking about my point. Yeah, we're talking about methodology. I think all of you know about the method, right? The way to do it. How do you do it? Okay? Now let's move. So, this section can be thought of as the cook's book. For example, if you want to make a meal, for example, omelette, how do you do it? Okay? You have an egg, and until your sauce is egg, and then your product is omelette. How to make it to become omelette? Okay? So it will show the step to do it one by one, how to prepare. And they say that this section can be solved as the course book section of the paper by reading this section called duplicate, or in research term, replicate the study. For example, if I have already conducted a research, and then you read my research paper, and then you read to my methodology, you will know how do I conduct my research, right? And sometimes maybe you can duplicate, copy from it, copy the method from it to do work for your own subject or your own topic. Yeah? And therefore it should be complete, detailed, and clear enough to allow another investigator to understand how you can run your experiment. Yeah? So in methodology, you need to entail about how you conduct your research. How do you collect your data? How do you analyze your data? Yeah. And here, actually in chapter 3 there are four points, or 5 points that you need to include. First, we need to talk about research method or research design. What type of research you are using. For example, whether you are using qualitative, quantitative, or mixed method. Okay? You need to tell them. But just not only, okay, I want to conduct my research by using qualitative method. But you need to give reason as well. Why? You need to justify, okay, why you use it. Why this one is the best method for your research. You cannot just only say, I want to use this. That's it. No, it's not complete. Okay? And then we're talking about the sample selection. Okay, yeah. Do you know what sample? Sample refers to the someone who gives you information. We call it informant. The one who gives you information. And how you select it. Yeah? And then we will talk more detail. And then we're talking about data collection. Yeah, how do you collect your data? Data here in our field, we refer to information, right? We do not refer to, okay, anything, yeah, okay? And after you collect the data, we go to analyze the data. And also we're talking about ethical consideration. Why do we need all of this? So, because this one is, you need to put it in chapter 3. There are 5 points. So I mean that now you know the skeleton of your research. What you need to do is you put the meat inside the skeleton to make it become a real human being. Okay? Next, research method or research design. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Yeah, we have this. Maybe I'm not used to with this one, not quite familiar introducing this one. Okay? So in this section, the researcher must state the type of the research, what kind of research you use, what type. Okay? And its meaning and how it's applicable to your research, your study. Why? For example, your research want to use qualitative method. Do you know what is qualitative method? What is this? Maybe you can take a look on the key term, qualitative. It comes from the word quality.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we have also quantitative. Maybe come from quantity. Yeah. And the method is easy. It means that you use number 1 and also you use number 2 together. It becomes mixed method. And so when you use qualitative method, you need to know that if you want something quality, right? Maybe you want to explore more issue. Explore the issue associated with social or human problem. For example, okay, I go first with the definition first, and then I will give you an example. And then quantitative method, they refer to you want to have a widespread information about one topic. Or sometimes you want to test, whether testing the objective, testing the theory, whether it's right or wrong, whether about how the other people think about. Okay, for example, I want to conduct a research on soft drink. You know soft drink? You use a lot of coffee, maybe Pepsi, Coca-Cola. Okay, so now I want to know whether Coca-Cola and Pepsi, which one is the most popular in Cambodia among our teenagers? So if I want to, my research question is like this. Do you think that which method should I use? Yeah, quantitative. Because I want to know. Okay, how about the other? Maybe I come up with a questionnaire. I do the survey. I give to you. Pepsi, Coca-Cola. Which one you like? This take it. And then I collect it all. For example, I do it with all our students here. And then if I see, okay, Coca-Cola 70% out of 100%. So I can say Coca-Cola is the most popular one. Yeah. But for example, another example related to Coca-Cola and Pepsi. Again, I want to know why my students prefer drinking Coca-Cola to Pepsi. Why? What made them? Yeah, maybe can I do the questionnaire? If I do the questionnaire, how can I create my question? Maybe I go to ask them why. Why do you prefer drinking Coca-Cola to Pepsi? And then you tell me, okay, Coca-Cola, blah, 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 blah. And then I get one information from you. Maybe I can test 10% out of 100%. Yeah, then after that I can get the real picture of my answer to my research question. Okay, maybe Coca-Cola is modern, the taste is very good, blah 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 like that. Okay? And then, okay, so where is the best to use qualitative method? When is the best time to use qualitative method?
I think the best time to use qualitative method is when we want to know the opinion from our respondent, the real opinion.
Yeah,
like by using the informant, or we can say a case study.
Yeah. Okay. So when is the best time to use quantitative?
If we want to see the statistic, we don't want a description a lot,
Okay.
but we want to see the statistic.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I know that I can guess that you all know about this. So you use qualitative when you want to get the in-depth understanding on your issue. For example, you are a teacher. You want to know why. What's the cause of my student coming to school late? Maybe this one you use qualitative or quantitative. What cause student come to school late? Why do students come to school late? If you take a look on your research question, you will find which method is applicable. So that's why when you start, they always say that there is a statement always said that if you want to conduct a research, you need to know the topic, right? First of all, maybe if you're talking about topic, it's quite difficult to reach that point. Maybe they want you to go with the area of your interest. Okay? Whether you're interested in English language, okay, which major or which strength? Reading, speaking, listening, and writing. And after that, you narrow down it to the topic. And then you go to research question. When you come up with the research question, you can have a clue which method can I use. Okay? And make method happen when your research question cannot be fully answered by using only one method. Okay? Because you use one method, but you still cannot get a full answer. So this one pushes you to add more method. Okay? If you don't do that, what happens to your research? It's not fully quality, right? Fully satisfied. That's why you need to do it. Okay? Next, here is one sample. And here is, it can be the sample. It is the way to show you how to write when you write in the research design. Yeah. Here, I said that the primary purpose of the study was to explore the underlying reason why. So it starts why. That's why you know, oh, okay, maybe you want to have a depth understanding. Maybe this one is qualitative, right? Why university students choose to study 2 degrees at the same time? Why? Since the research was exploratory in nature, so that the design of its subject, this study had tendency to use qualitative methods. But on the other hand, some statistical information about student opinion and need cover about degree are necessary to validate and enrich the initial qualitative in-depth interview with some. That's why you use make method. Okay? So when you're talking about, okay, when you know which type of research you use, it will also determine your research tool, which tool you are going to use. Okay? For example, next, yeah. We're talking about sample selection. Sample, as you told me earlier, refers to someone who gives you information, right? Your respondent. So that's why, how do you select your respondent? For example, you conduct your research here. So your respondent should be someone from another university or someone here. You tell me. Your subject or your topic, you want to conduct a research here. So do you think that the respondent should come from other province or other university, or only here?
Should be here.
Yeah, should be only here. Because the issue happen here. You cannot use the other information to give the answer or solution to the problem happen here. Okay? So that's why this one they want you to know who are the subject. That's why when you determine, you select the topic, you come up with your research question, it will help you to know who are your respondents. Okay? So, and after that, this one, and how many subjects are there? For example, you use quantitative research. Do you think that you want to, for example, PSBU has students around 1,000 students. So how many students you should select them as your respondent? Do you think that you can choose only one because it's easy to do? One respondent out of 100 students. Do you think that this one is reliable? Cannot. So that's why you need to use at least 30%, maybe 30%, 30 students. And how do you select that 30 students? You select them because you know him or her well. If you do so, it becomes biased respondent. Do you do it? You just, okay, I don't mind. I go, okay, I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until 30, and then I select all. Maybe still cannot do like that. Because the one who comes, sometimes you can use random selection. Why some you can count 1, 2, 3 until 10. Okay, I use number 10. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Another 10. 1, 1, 1, 1 count. Yeah. Maybe you can use that. Or sometimes you can use purposive sample. Purposive sample, if that refers to the sample. Okay, for example, I want to conduct a research on why students choose to study 2 degrees at the same time. So I have my purpose, right? So my respondent should be someone who studied 2 degrees at the same time. Maybe in PSBU, there are many diversity among the students. Maybe some students study only. Some students study and work. Some students study at 2 degrees. So that's why I need to find out who study at 2 degrees. Okay, become my respondent. Next, and how the select. Okay, I already mentioned it. Now talking about data collection. Sorry. Sample. Yeah. This one in data collection is this section you need to mention about your equipment, your tool. Okay, for example, this section gives a brief description of the equipment and material used in the study. For example, your research method is qualitative research. So which tool are you using to collect your data? If you use interview, why do you use that interview? You need to justify, to give reason. Sometimes your reason alone is not strong enough to convince your supervisor or your audience. That's why you need to find the support from scholar. Maybe you can go ahead with the research group and find some information. Why this kind of research should use questionnaire? Why? And then you need to tell your reason. Okay? And also this one, it cannot be just only one sentence. Okay? When you're talking about your research data collection, and then you mention about your research tool or research instrument, and then you say that my study will be conducted by using survey. And then that's it. One sentence only. Not acceptable. You need to tell me why. Who support your idea? Why? You need to give your reason, and then your reason must be supported by scholar as well. That's why you need to put citation, whatever, to support your opinion. After that, we're talking about data analysis. Okay, how do you analyze your data? Maybe if you are quantitative research method, so your data will be number, right? So how do you collect the data? How do you label it? For example, question number 1, how many percentage? How many people choose? Answer A, answer B, answer C, how many percentage? We're also talking about frequency. Yeah, a lot of things that happen. And if you're talking about qualitative, you also use the statement from your respondent, whether this one is strong enough to convince, to support your argument. Yeah? Okay, next. And then talking about ethical consideration. This one is the requirement. Because here, you ask for the support from your respondent, right? But you cannot say, oh, because I'm a student, I'm a teacher, and then you are a student. So that's why you need to give me the answer. But I don't ask for the permission. What happened? It seems like you are not ethical researcher. That's why you need to have the consent form. For example, brother Thong, can you be my respondent? Yeah. No. If you say no, okay, give it. And then go to the other one. Yeah, but we need to have a letter, right? We cannot ask personally like this. And they say that if you use human subject, it means that your respondent is human. Did they consent to participate? It means that do you ask permission for them to participate in your study? But if your research use animal, for example, you want to know how to produce antibody function to cure coronavirus. Maybe you use animal, right? But they say that what method did you take me in my hands? Okay? So I hope that you are clear with my presentation on research methodology. And that's come to end of my point. Please welcome Mr. Somara for the next chapter. Yeah, welcome.
Okay, so good morning. And how do you feel now?
Okay.
Yeah? You're okay?
Yeah.
Okay, not worried about Corona? Okay.
maybe I better come up with some question before I come to you to, we can say, we become nearly the end now, we can say, somewhere in here. So, how many people ever done research? Yeah? How many people ever done your research? 1, 2, 3. Okay. When I teach research methodology, some of my students can answer, I have done a lot of research. Because I read the book, and prepare the slide and do presentation every Saturday and Sunday. Okay, so, okay, actually something different from this one about research, right? So, how many chapters are there in the research so far? Like what you have listened to the first presenter, second presenter?
Generally 5.
Yeah, generally 5. Okay, any 6?
Yeah, maybe 6.
Maybe 6, right?
Some.
Okay. For research for PhD, mostly they just use 6 chapters, alright? Okay, but for thesis, normally 5. Any researcher only 3 chapters? Yeah? Have you ever read any paper that they use only 3 chapters?
It's kinds of article, research article.
Yeah. It can be based on the type of research that they use, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and there are different type of research. And what you have listened so far, how many research methods that researchers normally use? Yeah? How many research methods are there?
Should be 3.
Should be 3.
Yeah.
What are they?
Qualitative method and quantitative method, and the last one is methods.
Okay. Okay. I hope that you can learn well from research. Okay. So when you use qualitative, when do you need to use quantitative or even method there, right? Or something they call it mixed mode. Okay. Okay, so without further delay, we better move to chapter 4. But we will talk about finding and discussion. Okay. So after you have learned the first chapter, second chapter, and third chapter, that talk about how to conduct your research or research method there. Right now, you will go and see regarding to the finding and discussion. Okay, what you spend maybe 3 months, 6 months, or even a year. And after this, you just get the result or the finding from this part. And as you got it, how can you interpret it? Alright? Okay. Find it, and what do you say about the finding? This thing. And this one we will discuss 2 things about finding and discussion. So, after you analyze, you can say just one part in chapter 3, the data analysis. After you collect the data, you need to analyze the data. So, in here, you just get the result. That you need to present the result of your study or your experiment. What is it about, right? What have you found from your data collection or your study there? So what are they in here? And they tell you clearly what? In finding section, you must write everything in past tense. Okay? Because it is already happened and you have already conducted the part. So you need to write in past tense, not future, not present. Alright? And the other part you need to summarize. You can say you need to summarize the main point or main part, or even some part you need to take use a table or even figure to present your finding here. We can say like no need to use or insert the table there, but you just extract or summarize Since you have presented in the figure some way in the finding, in the data analysis, maybe you just have appendage or even index in that part. So you just refer to it. It's okay for that part. We just quote out only the main point for that. Okay. And this part is just confirm or just summarize. Sometimes if you have done it in qualitative research method, you just encode or just coding the answer based on the research question or even research hypothesis. But normally in qualitative research, we do not use research hypothesis, only the quantitative research. Alright? Okay. Normally we can say qualitative research method, your finding must be answered to the research question. But for quantitative research, somehow it just depends on you. Whether you determine you will answer to the research question or research hypothesis. You need to decide. You need to tell the reader precisely in chapter 3, and then in this part you can try to interpret or even list down the finding that it might be answer to the research question or research hypothesis for quantitative research. All right. Okay, so we can say you need to present it or write down your research finding in order. Or we can say like your research question will become sub-section in your chapter 4 in the finding. So if research question number 1 will become the subsection number 1 of this chapter. Alright? Sometime here. Okay, so move to the next one about discussion. So what do you need to do with the finding? In this part we can say you need to list down your finding and just compare. You can say what you have done so far in the introduction or even in chapter 2. Literature review that you have quote, you have summary or some part from the other research paper or article. So you need to find out whether your finding is it consistent. You know the word consistent? Is it the same to any researcher? Researcher A, researcher B, or researcher C? And which finding, we can say like the same finding, is it inconsistent? Or is not the same or opposite to that part with any researcher A, B, C, or D in here, for example. And then you need to explain why. Okay. For example, if one researcher they conduct a running school, it's not made a good profit in here, for example. Okay. It might be in USA, the finding might be different from the finding about school or business school in Cambodia, for example, right? So when we conduct research in Cambodia, the finding might be far different there. In US, maybe you get only 10% of the profit, but in Cambodia, maybe 35 to 40% that you can make a profit from running a school. Okay? So this part is just, you can say, just try to match your finding to the literature review. That it might be consistent or inconsistent, and then try to interpret why some way. But in this part, in some case, if you just write like just the journal paper, sometimes they cut out it. They just try to show that whether it is significant or not, and then they just finish. But that's part for some requirement. They do not you to repeat to quote something to discuss in each part as well. But for thesis, you normally really need it. Okay. So you need to use your own critical thinking to analyze. If you say yes, why? If you say no, why? To tell them the reason. Alright? Okay, so that's all for this, and I will not go through the slide one by one. You can read in detail by yourself. I just thought it in summary. Okay, we should move to the conclusion and recommendation. So in chapter 5, we should focus on two parts more. The first one is about conclusion, and the second one is about recommendation. So what should you do in conclusion? You can see like the first one, you can restatement of the problem. You should rest up okay, what you have mentioned in chapter 1, that we should have research statement, alright?
Yeah.
So you should restatement that part in your conclusion, and you can describe about the procedure of your finding or some way that that you think it is important for the part as well. So you should tell about the procedure some part. And next one, it might be about major finding. You should list down it. So what are the major findings in your study? And you should have your own conclusion at the end of the part. It might be your comment about the implication of finding. In some research, they just separate between that part with the research implication. Research implication is just the way that you just recommend directly to the stakeholder. For example, if you have conducted your research in the university, you may implicate or imply the finding to the school rector or university rector. They better change this in order to get a better result, for example. Alright? So just some way that you can recommend or you can conclude with that part. Okay, the next one, just about recommendation. Okay, recommendation in here is just a bit different from your recommendation just in your reflection paper or something. This recommendation we just focus on, the first one we can focus on the general stakeholders, that your research maybe you have done it in this university, but you can recommend it generally to the other university to avoid such a case. That or they better do this or do that in order to get a better result for them. Okay, for example, if they your finding, you should find out that what the discipline will have to change the education quality or the quality of education. So you need to recommend in general that other universities should strengthen the discipline, coming on time, okay, or anything that about the uniform, about the material using, for example, that it will strengthen the quality, so you can recommend the part. And the second part, you may focus on the further investigation. Sometimes it's just like, for example, like since the limitation of your study is not overall, or since now your time consuming, you may not conduct with all aspects of that topic. So you can suggest or recommend to the other researcher may conduct the other field, for example. So this part you can say just about the gap. You can present about the gap. Alright? Since time constraining, you cannot conduct more than one university, so that finding might not be represent the whole country in here, for example. Alright? So just suggest them. Or your topic should focus on one particular major, for example, dropout rate. But what you have done just only in higher education. So dropout rate cannot represent all of the curriculum or school system in education system in Cambodia. So you need to further suggestion for the other researchers to conduct finding dropout rate in primary school, secondary school or high school, or some parameter that we can say to fill the gap in here. So when the researcher they write the paper, they will try to find out or even code your part to put it in their research problem or statement of problem, okay, to be their future research. Okay. Okay, so this part about this one. We should move to the last section that is last but not least, is really important for this part as well. That we can say about references. Okay, which I have references, but that we should focus on two important things that you need to do. The first one that we call like in-text citation. Have you ever heard about in-text citation? In-text citation? Yeah, one. Yeah, two, three. In-text citation, right? Have you ever read the article and we found out like John, Somara 2019? Have you ever seen like this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one that we call like in-text citation. We should give the credit to the writer or the authors. That we quote and use their idea in our writing. So in research, we talk most of the part that we focus on the credit. Giving credit or acknowledgement to the owner of the idea. We should quote, we should paraphrase the idea, but give them credit. This idea I got it from John 2019. The other idea I got it from Smith 2020, for example. So your research will be strong if you give the credit or acknowledgement to the researcher or the writer. No one will ask you question, why you raise up that idea? Okay? That is not my idea, but the idea of John, the idea of Mr. Smith, for example. So it will be strong here. Okay? That it might be opposite from our Cambodian concept that we can say rest up or copy the other idea might be affect to our knowledge or something. Alright? But in here we can say like those ideas will support our finding, our research will be stronger and stronger. Okay, so currently we just most of the university they just follow ABA style. ABA come from ABA. ABA. Yeah?
American Psychological Association.
Association, right? Okay, okay. So the first A just comes from American
Psychological
Association. Right? Okay. Then they just use most of them here. And about this part, a lot of things they need to learn. That we just have one book that about second edition of ABA, maybe more than 300 pages there. You can see it. Okay, and the other part I will not talk much about in-text citation and reference list, since I also dropped the video from the slide record last night. For master degree, maybe you can go and see that part that I have present and explain in mine. But it's not good luck for platform. I hope that you know what is one file.
He can read the document as well. We have the document.
Yeah, so just have the slide there. And maybe it's not quite new for you, I think. Okay, so my point just come to the end. Any question? If you have a question, you can ask.
Now Q&A.
Okay. I would like to
ជំរាបសួរជំរាបអរគុណយើងចូលទៅកម្មវិធីនៅសាលា
source. Okay, so daily life, but for your daily study, learning and teaching, which one that you want to find out the problem or to find out the solution? You want, because when you do the research, it seems like you have a problem, and then you conduct the research to find the solution. Okay? So first thing, you need to think about the area of your interest and narrow it down to your specific topic, and then think about your research question. Okay, what question should you ask in order to answer your problem? Because you have a problem. So that's why you need to make your problem become a question. And then after you have a research question, you need to do literature review first. Go to literature review. In that you need literature review in that you review existing paper. Someone has done this before, and then you take a look. Review. Review means that read again, reread the existing work of the other scholar. And then you read whether what's not you are interested in teaching grammar. So you go to teaching grammar or teaching grammar. And then you read more whether your research question is answered or unanswered. If your research question has the answer already, no need to do the research. Go back and re-ask your question again in another way. Because if your research question is already answered, there is no need for doing a research. Okay? And when you go there and then you read the related work of the other scholar, and then you will have more information. Because in order to write well, you need to read more. Right? When you read more, what happens next? You will get the background information. Why do we need background information? Because background information it helps reader, it helps your audience to understand well on your topic. Why you are curious to conduct this kind of research. Okay? And when you do the literature review, okay, after literature review, you read it, you find a related point to your research question, and then it can help you with, we can say, contextualize. Contextualize means that it gives context to your research. That's why everyone should know about it. You can find a good background information. After that, maybe you can start up with chapter 1, right? After you do the literature review first. This one is, so in that literature review can be done, at least you have your own topic, your own research question. If you do not have it, cannot start. Yeah. Okay.
So literature review is the answer of the question.
No. It seems like, okay, for example, you want to know, you want to get more understanding on subject area. You need to, because if the idea, okay, if you have a problem, so if you yourself can answer, is it a problem? No. So that's why you need to find the answer from the other stakeholder. That's why they ask you to do literature review. Okay? So for my idea and my experience, you need, as I told earlier, you need to have the topic, the research question, go ahead with literature review. And after that, you will have more questions to ask your supervisor. If you cannot reach that one, there is no point to discussion. Okay? Yeah. Any more questions? So,
I have one more question.
Yeah, please.
After we prepare or we write down some chapter, and then what is the process of preparing document or material before we go to research one student and then we want to research?
Actually, all of the things. Okay, but when you finish your literature review, you will come up with your good background information, background of study. You will write the statement of the problem. You need to show your problem to the audience, to the reader, and then you need to tell them about the purpose of your study. So this means that all of this is in chapter 1. Okay? And after that you have literature review chapter 2. And after that you have chapter 3. Why literature review help you a lot? Because when you read, okay, for example, you conduct a research. Okay, by conducting research, and then by read my literature, read my study, and Brother Khoem, he also read Brother Khoem work, and Brother Vandara work. There are 3 of us, and then you can see that 3 of us, there are two workers or 2 scholars already related to your program. Both of them use questionnaire. 2 out of 3 use questionnaire. The question is related to your question aspect. The same or almost the same. So what will happen to you? Will you choose questionnaire or you choose other thing? So when you do the literature review, you will also know about the methodology of each scholar that they do their work. For example, I conduct a research on what are the strategy principles to promote student speaking comprehension in classroom. And then I go to 10 review, literature review. I found that among 7 out of 10, most of the publisher or most of the authors use make method. So should I use make method or I do something different from them? Maybe I have a tendency to follow them, right? Maybe I can use okay make method. That's why I said when you do the research methodology, you need to detail. You need to detail that is enough for the other researcher to replicate, to copy your work and then to apply in their real work. So that's why when you do literature review, you will come up with chapter 3, research methodology. You know the way you go. That's why lecturer Loth said, when you do literature review, it can help you to contextualize your framework. You have a way to do it. But if you do not do literature review, everything comes from the mind. Yeah, sometimes it's enough, but sometimes it's insufficient to do your research. For my idea, I still recommend all of you to think about your topic, to write down your research. Go ahead with literature review. And after that, you can find the point. Okay? From time being, start doing now. Yeah. Okay, here's the question. Yeah, this is the question. What are the common elicitation styles employed by PRL? Yeah, we had the word elicitation. Yeah, so that's why when you do literature review, according to lecturer Loth, he asks you to use the keyword. What is the keyword in your research question and in your talk? And then you go ahead. And nowadays, it's very convenient. Why I say convenient? Because internet is on your hand. Go to Google, find any research paper. By using your keyword, you can find many related research report. And what you need to do? You need to do next is to scan through, to read whether this one related to my problem, this one related or not. And then you group it as one group. And then after you do it, you read it, you need to do the summary from each sources, each work of the other people. Okay, and then combine it together. We call it synthesize.
So before we start your research, so we have to know the first.
Actually, like I said earlier, before you do literature review, you need to know your own topic, your own problem, and then you can use this as the guideline to do literature review. So it has a step. Okay, it means that you cannot jump. Okay, now I go to do research methodology first, and then I come back to my problem, and then I go to find it. No, you cannot do like that. So you need to have everything mean that you need to do chapter 2 first.
This is my research report.
Investigate in
This is my talk in literature review. We can use the primary data.
actually literature review is secondary data.
Secondary data.
Before
if we want to
no, cannot. Literature review, you know, literature review, it means that you review existing literature. It means that someone has already done it before you. You go and read, you get information from him or her. So that's why we call it secondary data, second-hand data. Yeah, cannot use.
Literature review is related to research question.
Yeah, it's related to research question. It's something around your research problem.
research question related to the research objective.
Yeah. That's why
Literature review they have the like
no, significant is in chapter 1. Literature review just only related work of previous writer, previous researcher. So anything else? So this one is very hard. It's not hard because you already know the way to do. But it's hard because you don't start it yet. Yeah, it's hard because you have not yet started. But if you start, you will find a way to go. Because it's like the theology say, it's a chain. One step to the next step. Yeah, we call it waterfall. The flow of the stream from waterfall. Okay? Any more question? This one is okay because all the formats has been sent to each supervisor. What you need is you need to have your own writing first and then just only pass it in the format, that's it. Don't care about it. Okay? Ethical consideration is that this one, for example, okay, for our field, we call it consent form. Then, okay, for example, you want to conduct a research on a specific university and to a specific person. And then you use the information of them to publish it publicly. And then the respondent don't know whether my name is already appeared in your paper, and then my comment is the negative. It's negative to my institution. What happened to me? That's why this one we call it ethical consideration. That's why you need to view them sometimes. In some case, you need to, for example, you need to ask someone to be a respondent. You need to solve them the question first. So it's like a letter to ask for permission. Yeah. To ask them first, even they are your student.
This is my rector, right? Sign and say me to go to school. This university. What we want to know is that we want to get you. This is one kind of consent before, right? Right?
That's a consideration.
Over there. This is from my own university. He said you need to go to another university.
normally from an historian, if you are the one to do it, you need to ask, not us to write a letter for you. You need to ask from us to write a letter. It's not mean, okay, teacher, I want to. If you never ask us, how can we prepare for you? Even the school. That's why, because we do not know your topic yet, we don't know your research questions yet, we don't know about your research tool yet, we don't know whether you use, okay, for example, if you use questionnaire, we don't know the detail in your questionnaire, what are they. Sometimes we cannot just write, for example, this one requires that, or you for us another university, and then just sign.
I'm supposed to write a research proposal first.
Yeah. I said this one still.
Now research review.
Yeah.
So what happened? Once the proposal is approved, we carry on the next step. No.
This one you get copy the
Oh, give
supervisor.
to the supervisor.
Yeah, you give to your supervisor.
Okay, okay. Okay,
Yeah,
so you
supervisor
are
is
a big boy, a big trouble with you. So big. Boy. So the proposal we can use it and give to our supervisor.
Yeah.
Then we read.
Yeah.
Or right
we
or
read,
wrong.
and then he will comment on it, whether you can go ahead or not. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
So I can use that proposal and submit to him.
Because
Then
it's
you
a proposal,
comment.
it consists chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3 already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But you just change the verb tense. In research proposal, normally we use future tense. But now we change back to past simple tense. Yeah. Okay. Any more questions? No, please. And don't fear, don't think that it's hard to do. Actually, it's not hard
When you start.
when you start. But if you don't start, it's always your nightmare.
Don't know what to do.
You don't know what to do.
After 10 years, you don't know what to do.
Okay? If you don't have any question, maybe we can and our workshop. Yeah, yeah. You need to write my research.
Oh, right.
Because
Blah, blah, blah. I like to send my
yeah, you need to tell them about your hand, why you want to start research. To give them more understanding.
They
Now,
do.
unless if you don't show them, maybe they don't want to help. Maybe they don't want to join.
They don't want
Yeah. Finding can happen unless you finish chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. In chapter 4. Finding it means that, okay, after you have your research tool, and then by the time you have a questionnaire, you go to do the survey, you collect the data, and then you need to analyze your data. And after that, you come out with chapter 4, talking about chapter finding and discussion. In finding, you show your audience about what have you found in your survey, in your study. And discussion is because you finding, you need to discuss in comparison with another scholar. Okay? That's why we talking about discussion. Okay? And sometimes, in some cases, your finding need to be discussed with your research question. You need to show whether your research question, you need to defend yourself. Okay, based on this finding, my research question has been solved. So you need to write to explain. But I still said you need to finish this chapter first. You cannot go to the finding first. No.
This is the result.
Yeah, the result.
This is the result.
Yeah. Then we someone employed by. You need to describe about your finding to show the audience. Anything else? Maybe start with us. If you haven't started yet, I recommend you to start now. To think about the area of your interest. It's really. some research, they use footnote and no, citation. Footnote is another thing. So footnote is simply refer to some notice. For example, you write about, okay, it's elicitation. You have never explained before in your writing. That's why you put footnote at the bottom. Yeah, the bottom of your paper. So, okay, elicitation means blah blah blah. But citation is really important because if you use my idea, you use other researcher idea, and then you put it in your paper. If you do not citation, it means that you do not show where this idea comes from. So if you do this, we call it plagiarize. You are plagiarizing your paper. So your paper will not be accepted.
So we take photo and then
Yeah, citation you know already. Yeah, we have APA style. Yeah. This one we have reference and citation. For example, in citation happen in your paper. For example, you say according to literal healing. Okay, page blah blah blah. 2020 is examine that blah 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 blah. And then in reference must have filling information here. Okay. Yeah, the book or the journal or the research information. That's why if you are not clear with in citation and references, do more research. Yeah. In YouTube, sometimes you don't want to read, but in YouTube you can watch it. Because sometimes read is take more effort than watching, right? So watch it. Okay, go back to that. And when do you use intake citation? When you use summary, for example, you summary someone idea and make it as your own. But you need to tell the reader, the supervisor, or the one who read your paper, this idea come from who, in what year, in which page number. And if you use paraphrase as well, because you don't want to plagiarize, right? But you say that, okay, this idea is too good for me. That's why sometimes you paraphrase. Paraphrase means that to change it in another structure but keep the same meaning. But what I say, I can speak English. Okay, but not, I can speak English. Sometimes you get effort to speak English. English is not hard for me to speak. You change it, but keep the same meaning. Call it paraphrase.
I mean, I want to take the meaning of one paragraph, for example. So when I take it and I change the word, but keep meaning.
Good. Because, okay, when you use the information from the source, I say, okay, sources, it means that you use information from the others. So there are three ways to do it. First, you summarize, because you cannot copy and paste, right? And second, you need to paraphrase sometimes. But paraphrase is not paraphrase the whole research paper. They have 50 pages and then you paraphrase all.
If you would like to paraphrase the whole paper, you summarize.
Yeah, you need to summarize. That's only an idea. And then you paraphrase. And after that, if you feel that if you summarize, maybe the idea come from is it's not good enough for me. Or if you paraphrase, you feel that your paraphrase is not good enough as the actual one. So you use quotation. But quotation, we have short quotation and longer quotation. Okay? So go back to operation. Okay, go back to operation. We already studied, already learned about that.
if we translate or
Yeah.
our idea.
Yeah, sure. Because sometimes you cannot cannot use my idea, Mr. Oeun idea, Mr. Somara idea. 3 of them, but we are from different ideas. What you need to do is to synthesize, to make it related to your own. That's why you need to add your comment. Okay, you cannot say, according to Prime Minister Hun Sen, he said that today and tomorrow no traffic accident, and then that's all. But how about me when I think, why do you want to use this quotation? And then you don't show me how it's related to your work. That's why you need to use your comment. Okay? To solve it, to link it from one scholar to another scholar, from researcher to another researcher. Yeah? More question? But don't worry, you need to start first. Start first. Stop listening. If you haven't started, please start now. Because this term is nearly finished as well. Because for me, I week now 6 weeks already. We still have only 9 weeks more. So that's why my term is finished. 9 weeks. Yeah, 9 weeks more. I think another lecturer as well. 9 weeks more or 8 weeks more. So, no more question.